So you brought an entire entourage of people up from Mexico for your Sundance premiere?
Yeah. I've been here 5 times, and never obviously as a director, but I knew it was gonna be tough, so I wanted to be around my friends, the family that we built for Abel. But also, I think it is a really important moment for the director, but it should be shared with the team. No one got to see anything. I was hiding the film for them, and I want them to have the same experience I was having. To see it for the first time in a big screen with an audience, and I don't know. I thought it would be special. Uh, and I also think festivals are about celebrating film, and many times festivals forget that film is a teamwork. They come and they celebrate the stars or the director, and they pamper them and they treat you amazing. You go back with gifts, and that doesn't happen to anyone else in the film. It makes no sense because you go through the journey together, and the journey should end with everyone there.
How many films have you made now as an actor?
As an actor,
A
it's
lot.
like 30, something like that.
How old are you now?
I'm 30, yeah. I did a few when I was a kid, and I did many that never got released out of Mexico. So.
But you learned a lot.
Yeah.
When did you feel that you were ready to direct, and why now?
I guess I wanted to direct since I was really young, and I guess it's the influence of my father and being around a set designer that it's there from beginning to end, and I always enjoy the whole process of from when ideas are just ideas and then they become something, and suddenly a story happens. But
So you were surrounded by the movie-making milieu.
Yeah, more theater world.
Right.
But yeah, I mean the acting thing. I remember my father always saying horrible things about actors, and I became an actor, but always wanting to do or stay longer. I was really interested in what was happening before and after actors got in the on set or at the theater, and I wanted to direct, but I decided to do a documentary first, so it could be more organic, the process, and I wanted also to. I knew a lot about set, but I didn't know anything about editing, for example, and I wanted to learn how to use the tools and to spend some time absorbing, from others.
Talk about the documentary a little bit.
It's a documentary about a Mexican boxer and the way he relates to politics in Mexico. And I used kind of like the story of him to talk about a moment in Mexico where I was 15 and I guess I became an adult in a way. I started to have an opinion in things, and he was there at that time, so I wanted to tell the story of him. But then while I was shooting, I focused a lot in his relation with his son, and it ended up being a film about a father and a son more than anything else. But that was the beautiful thing of a documentary, that allows you to change on the way, and you end up writing when you're editing, so you kind of rethink everything then. And after I finished the documentary, I said, okay, I'm ready to start to think about a film, now I can. I thought I found my voice through the documentary.
But you've also done some producing as well.
And that has helped
too.
Yeah. We have a company, and we've done 8 movies in the last 4 years.
So you learned a lot there.
So working as a producer, also
developing material.
Yeah, and I was around amazing directors. They always talk about Gael and I at the company, but there's like 4 or 5 directors that have worked with us that are amazing, and I've been there. And I don't know. It's a feeling. You cannot say I'm ready because of this and that, but it's just the feeling that suddenly you're ready to go out and convince people that you have a story to tell. And I worked on the script like for 2 years and a half, 1 year just by myself, and then I decided to work with a writer, and that was a big help, I have to say.
Well, when you were talking about the movie at the screening, which I saw, the 8:30 screening, you were explaining how the story really is personal to you, in terms of your own background.
It is. The themes are really personal. I decided to to choose this really crazy story, this kind of twisted reality, to talk about something, yeah, really personal. And it's I'm interested about many issues, you know, and every issue is kind of related to the absence of a parent. And one day I'll do a film. Obviously, I'm sure I'll do a film about me, you know, in particular. But here I tried not to. I didn't succeed, you know. At the end, I see the film and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm talking about myself, but I'm trying not to.
Just in the sense that you lost a parent very early.
Yeah, I lost my mother when I was 2, so my father had to play the role of a father and a mother, and if I wanted to be around him, I needed to be at the theater, you know, because he needed to work, and he needed to be with me, so I would spend half of my day just where he was rehearsing or where he was drawing and getting things ready, and I started to help him, and then I was really interested in what he was doing, and then I remember there's this day that happens a week before you kind of open a play, that he does the set and the lighting, and he needs someone to stand where all the actors have to be, you know, during the play. And I remember watching the rehearsals and learning the movements and asking my dad, please let me do it. So I would be, you know, just doing the play for him one day, and saying the lines and being on stage. And I enjoyed it so much. Making fun of the actors, you know, because they never hit the light. And I was just so interested in that, and school was boring for me, you know. The day was amazing as soon as the rehearsal time would come, and then I started to act, and in a way I started to have a life of an adult really young, and that was the idea of this film, you know, to tell the story about a kid that chooses to be an adult, you know.